Good morning, guys. Today is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm about to go head off to the gym. Today's video is going to be, I'm going to film my training session for you guys. I know I haven't done that in a while, so I figured that I would do it today. And after that, I'm going to tell you guys how to eat and how to manage not getting too overweight on the holidays. But before I do that, guys, I wanted to show you, I don't know if I've showed you my old car before, but it broke down. It needed a couple $1,000 worth of repair, so we figured that, or I figured that might as well get a new car instead of paying for that $1,000. So for $800 I got this Jeep Cherokee Laredo. So not a bad car for $800. The only downside is it has 185,000 miles on it, but you know, I'm still in school, so it gets me to point A to point B, so I'm not complaining. Other than that, guys, let's go freaking burn off yesterday's feast.
McDonald's is the place to rock. Yeah, it is a restaurant where you buy some food to eat. It's a good place to listen to the music. People flock here from all around to get down to the rock. Rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's. McDonald's will make you fat tough. Well, they serve up them great big old Mac. Well, they serve them quarter pounders, they put some pounds on you. You gotta get down to the rock and roll music, eating on a double pate. Ooh, that rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's.
Alright guys, holy shit, today I just feel so fucking beat up. Yesterday, before Thanksgiving, me and a team of 3, so me plus 2 other guys, did the whole entire 2013 CrossFit Regional, every single workout. Yeah. It took us 45 minutes, and today I'm just feeling really beat up. So here's a quick little lesson for you guys. Learn your body, learn what it can take, learn what it can't take, learn when you're pushing over the edge, learn when you're not pushing enough. I'm still learning these things. I honestly, I have the issue and I have the tendency to push too hard. I push too hard. I keep telling myself, oh, that's not enough, you need to keep doing more. And then I'll keep doing more and I run myself deep into a hole, and it affects my next day of training. So sometimes I need to teach myself and tell myself, hey, it's okay to hold back a little bit. It's okay to take a rest day. It's okay not to do that workout. It's okay not to do that exercise. It's not going to kill you if you don't do it. And then there's days where you feel really good and you're like, okay, I can push it today. I know I can push it today. But today was one of those days that I had to hold back. I'm just really beat up. And when you're beat up physically, eventually it's gonna affect you mentally, and then you're not gonna be as consistent in the gym. So that's just a little tip for you guys. You didn't see my whole entire workout. You guys saw the little strength portion I did, which was, I cut it short because I knew I had to. So the strength portion that you guys saw was the power cleans. I did 1 pull plus 2 power cleans, and then I did 1 pull plus 1 power clean, work up to a heavy single. I failed at 215. Yeah, I was feeling pretty beat up. And then after that, I did a little bodybuilding accessory work just to keep my joints healthy and just make sure I'm building muscle. Also, before that, I did the class workout. The class workout was death by calories. So on an assault bike, minute 1, you're doing 5 calories. And then you add a calorie each minute. So minute 1, you're doing 5 calories. Then, so when the clock says 0, you're doing 5 calories. And then when the clock says 1, you're doing 6 calories. When the clock says 2, you're doing 7 calories. When the clock says 3, you're doing 8 calories. So on and so forth until you can't get that certain amount of calories within that minute. So I was on the round of 19 calories. I got 6 calories into it, but my bike froze, so it wasn't counting calories anymore. I feel like I could have pushed into the round of 20, but you know, no excuses, the bike froze. So my score was 18 rounds plus 6 extra calories that I got within that 19th round. All right, so that's gonna conclude the little workout portion. Next clip, guys, you're gonna hear me talking about how to eat healthy and stay relatively lean within the holidays. All right, guys. Why is it so yellow?
I don't know. Maybe
Anyways.
we should turn this light down?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Anyways, me and Caitlin are gonna give you guys
And Spanky. He wants to give some tips too.
And Spanky, yeah, whatever. Me, Caitlin, and Spanky are gonna give you guys some good tips on how to eat well and control your eating during the holidays so that we don't, you know, put on those extra holiday pounds that everyone's afraid of. So how it's gonna work is I'm gonna give you a tip, and then Caitlin's gonna give you a tip, and we're just gonna keep going back and forth until we decide that we've hit some good key points.
And Spanky's just gonna make sure we're saying the right stuff.
Yeah, just ignore Spanky. Anyways, I'm gonna go first, and my first tip to you guys is to enjoy the holidays. So what do I mean by that? You only get one Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's over. And you only get one Christmas a year, or you only get one Hanukkah a year, or whatever. So you only get one of these holidays a year. So on those specific days that those holidays fall under, you have to actually just enjoy yourself. My tip would be to enjoy the foods, enjoy what you're eating. Don't worry, don't stress about what you're eating, because the next day you can always get right back on track. Another thing about why you should enjoy eating the foods that are on the table during Christmas or on Christmas Eve or whatever holiday you guys celebrate for the holiday season is that if you just have a blowout meal and eat those Christmas foods, then you're more or less likely to have those cravings the following days after. So let's say that during Christmas you didn't have the cookies, you didn't have the brownies, you didn't have the pie or whatever. The following day after you're gonna be thinking, well, I didn't have the pie then, so I can have it now. I say just go ahead, have the pie on Christmas, and then the following days after you can get right back onto your diet. All right, Caitlin?
Okay.
Your tip.
So my tip would be, or something that I find that works for me during the holidays, is instead of eating like a massive plate of food and not being able to taste other foods because you're already stuffed, I like to get like a sample of everything. So depending on how your family lays out all their food, usually for me it's like a buffet style, so everyone just kind of helps themselves. So I'll go down the line and see like what looks good, and then I'll take a little bit of everything so that I can taste everything, so I know what it tastes like, and then I won't put like 5 pounds of stuffing on my plate with one piece of chicken and then fill up on the stuffing. I'll try and just fill my stomach with like a little bit of everything. So I go for like the sampling approach. So you still get to taste everything that you want to taste, but you won't feel as crappy after because you won't be as full. I don't like the bloated, stuffed, like to the brim feeling, like the sick feeling where you just can't stop eating.
So sample.
So avoid the feeling of being like absolutely full as hell, and just fill up to a enjoyable point, but taste a little bit of everything.
To sum up that point, what Caitlin's saying is that to take little samples so that you know what everything tastes like, instead of having a big massive amount of food, and then you thinking, oh, well, I wonder what the mac and cheese
Yeah,
tastes like.
then an hour goes by and you're not full anymore, and then you eat a pound of mac and cheese and you're like, oh, I'm full again.
And you had the pound of mac and cheese.
But if you just had a little bit of the mac and cheese, then you'd already know what it tasted like, you know?
Yeah, well, I was going to sum it up, but I guess I couldn't. What I was going to say is that to try everything so that you know what everything tastes like, so that curiosity doesn't kill the cat, and that you don't go back and start trying the things that you weren't able to eat in the previous sitting. So I guess what Caitlin's saying is have a sampler plate that will fill you, but not fill you to the brim, so that you're more apt not to go back for seconds.
And you still get to enjoy a little bit of everything. Okay, so my second tip is going to be to drink a ton of water. So obviously during the holidays, we like to have a little bit of drinks, whether that be, you know, some red wine.
Are you talking about on the holiday itself?
On the holiday itself, people tend to drink more than usual.
But are you telling them to drink water on the holiday
I'm telling you to drink a lot of water, well, drink a lot of water in general, but drink extra water during the holidays, because most of the food that you're going to be eating is probably very high in sodium. So if you want to avoid your next day of bloating, then try and hydrate yourself as much as you can during that day while you're eating, drinking, things that aren't water, such as alcoholic beverages.
Well, can I hijack this point?
Yes.
Alright, so the reason that I like this point, besides what Caitlin already said, is that drinking water actually will fill you, so that you'll be less likely to go back and have that second plate or third plate. Yeah. So if you're drinking a lot of water with the food that you're eating during the first portion, you're going to be less likely to go back to that second portion, because you're going to be
You're already going to have the full feeling.
Another reason why I like the drinking water thing is because if you're drinking alcohol, that's just the wasted calories that we don't need. Some of the calories that we're actually consuming during the holidays are actually beneficial if we've worked out before, we have a workout the next day. But those calories from alcohol are going to be empty calories. So if we can replace at least 2 or 3 glasses of the alcohol with water,
then you're going to feel a hell of a lot better the next day.
Well, yeah, you're going to feel better the next day, and you will have done less damage because you're consuming the water and not the wine, the sangria, the beer, or whatever. So I'm not saying don't drink alcohol, but maybe drink less alcohol.
Maybe for each glass, let's say you have 3 glasses of wine that night, try and have 3 big glasses of water with each glass of wine.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about that?
I think that's it for the water.
Okay, so my tip for you guys was on the days leading up to the holidays, like the week leading up to the holiday and the week after the holiday has happened, those should be the strictest days that you guys have ever had. So I'm saying use the MyFitnessPal app, calculate everything, make sure that you're hitting your macros on point, make sure you're hitting your calories on point, so that you are not stressing on the day of the holiday. So when the holiday comes, you can be like, okay, I worked hard this week. Yeah. I know I hit all my calories. I know I hit all my macros. And you don't just
give the whole week away and eat like crap just because Christmas is coming up. So maybe your mom's baking cookies, or maybe you go to your grandma's and she has a whole tray of desserts. Throughout the week, you're seeing family, but maybe you should save all those little treats for the actual day instead of loading up on all the cookies and treats and appetizers all week long when people are baking and stuff.
Yeah, I know if you worked really hard during the week and then you had that one day or the holiday to blow out, it definitely helps with the dieting.
So then you definitely don't feel as guilty that you just gave up all winter.
When I was dieting for my show, I always saved Sunday for kind of like my cheat day, and I would make sure that I worked really hard so that on that Sunday I don't feel guilty when I have the cheat. So same concept for the holiday. Make sure you work really hard the week leading up so that you don't feel guilty when that holiday rolls around and you do have the sweets and you do have the extra meals.
And then you have something more so to look forward to. So when you do see the cookies on the counter, you could say, all right, I'm saving that cookie for Christmas.
Yeah, and then remember, guys, that the next day, there's always another day. So when you do have that holiday and you do maybe feel guilty, but you shouldn't, there's always another day. That next day you can get right back on the grind of the diet. So do not stress too much about eating like shit on the holidays. Alright guys, so the last point we're going to make is going to be a combined effort. We both decided that this is a good tip. So on the holidays, a lot of people are going to say there's not a lot of time to go to the gym. Family's over, you want to hang out with your family, you don't really want to go to the gym. Maybe your gym is closed on the holiday. But we both think it's important that you have a high intensity or a HIIT cardio style of workout the day of the holiday, like in the morning when you first wake up. But since the gym is closed, since family's around, you don't want to say, hey, I'm leaving, I'm going to the gym instead of hanging out with your family. I think it's important that you include at-home HIIT cardio workouts. HIIT cardio is literally so easy. You can do it in 10 minutes, you can do it in 20 minutes.
You can even go out in your driveway and do like 15 minutes of sprints and count that as your cardio for the day.
HIIT cardio is really short, it's really sweet, it's really simple. It's not a long duration of anything. So you literally could download a Tabata app on your phone, Tabata, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds, and you guys can do burpees, you guys can do air squats, you guys can do push-ups. HIIT cardio is very, very simple to do, easy to do at your house, in your room, in your driveway.
And the HIIT cardio will help especially fire up your metabolism specifically on that day when you're eating a lot of calories. So
yeah, the reason why we chose HIIT cardio and not low intensity cardio is because the HIIT cardio is going to burn up a lot of our glycogen stores, glycogen being the sugar that our body holds to convert to energy that's stored in our muscles, opposed to a slower duration of cardio, which is not going to have that same effect. So in that void, when you're burning a lot of that sugar, you're burning a lot of that carbs in your body is looking to fill that void. So that's what that meal is going to help do. You're like reloading your bodies up with glycogen. So do the HIIT cardio instead of the low intensity cardio, especially on the holiday days. And it's also better and easier to do because it's quick, it's fast, you can spend more time with family, and you can do it right in your house. So enjoy the holidays, guys. Don't stress too much about them, but these are don't stress too much about them in terms of gaining weight and worrying about that, because you should enjoy your holidays. You only get them once a year. But these are some tips that you guys can and should follow for the days leading up and the day of. So I hope this was a beneficial video. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bam.